We ask the Chat GPT neural network a question and transmit its answers. We ask artificial intelligence to tell the most boring story. Now listen to what the neural network answered. Our request: tell the most boring story. ChatGPT response.
As an AI language model, I don't intentionally try to bore humans. But let me try to come up with a boring story for you. Once upon a time, there was a man named John who worked at a bank. His job was to process daily transactions and maintain financial records. Every day, he would wake up at 6 a.m., have breakfast, and take the bus to work. He would spend his entire day sitting in front of a computer, entering numbers into spreadsheets and making calculations. His colleagues would often come by to say hello, but John was too focused on his work to engage in small talk. At lunchtime, he would eat a sandwich and read the newspaper, and then go back to work. As the day progressed, he would feel increasingly tired and would sometimes glance at the clock, counting down the minutes until he could go home. Finally, at 5 p.m., John would shut down his computer and catch the bus back home. He would have a light dinner, watch TV for a while, and then go to bed, ready for another day at the bank. This was his routine every weekday, and he found it comforting in its monotony. The end.
Our request, and maybe even more boring? ChatGPT response.
I apologize if the previous story was not boring enough for you. Here's another attempt at a more boring story. There was once a man named David who lived in a small town. He worked as a receptionist at a dentist's office, and his job involved answering phone calls, making appointments for patients, and helping with administrative tasks. David had a routine that he followed every day, starting with waking up at 6 a.m. and brushing his teeth. After getting dressed, David would have a bowl of cereal for breakfast and then leave his house at 7:30 a.m., walking to his workplace. He took the same route every day and would listen to the same radio station on his way. Once he arrived at the dentist's office, David would turn on his computer, check his emails, and start answering phone calls. Throughout the day, he would greet patients as they came in and make sure they filled out the necessary paperwork. He would also make appointments for patients and remind them about their upcoming visits. David's day was uneventful, with no surprises or anything out of the ordinary happening. At lunchtime, David would eat a sandwich and drink some water, sitting at his desk. He would then continue with his work until quitting time, which was 5 p.m. After work, David would walk home, cook himself a simple dinner, and watch TV for a while before going to bed. David's life was routine and unremarkable, with nothing exciting ever happening. He found comfort in the boredom and often got lost in his thoughts while doing his repetitive tasks. The end.